Okay, my good friends, today we're going to talk about feathers, and because I like to use a feather as a pointer, and you say, well, Roger, well, what kind of feathers do you have? And I said, well, it's probably a hawk, and we have a turkey, and I believe that is a robin, not even sure. That's a blue jay, and of course that's a goose, the goose's head, and that's the feather pattern in the goose's head. And and then, of course, we have this a giant dragon feather. And you say, oh, Roger, that can't be a giant dragon feather. You crazy guy. I said, no, it is. Absolutely it is. And that came from my excellent friend, Greg Morrison. We call him Dragon, East Coast Dragon Greg. Here he is. Hold on. Let's take a look at what he can present. Okay, my friend, there it is right there. This is this feather, which is a turkey feather, and that damn sure looks like a turkey feather. And it has the same identical coloring and all of that, and that's the thickness of the feather. Now, Greg Morrison went on a journey of discovery down in Tennessee and all in that area. I'm not exactly sure where this is from. We have to consult Greg because he is the expert on the East Coast dragon. Now, I maybe should show a little more, or maybe I should just cut it at this and, well, let's see what happens. Alright, I decided I'm going to do it this way. You do your own investigation. There is the head. There is, coming right out of Little Rock, is the flutiness of the dragon head. Alright, I decided to do it this way. You do your own investigation. There is the head. What I want you to pay attention to is right on the very edge, there's a really fluty looking river system. This is where the feathers go up, just like off of the top of the feathered serpent. And then I want you to look at the whole thing yourself. Now this is, again, look at the whole thing. It's the whole East Coast. And this is very, very, very similar. All right, here's another quick comparison. This is over in the dragon in Africa. Now this is right in Morocco. Again, go there, look yourself. You can't miss it. It's right on top of a giant fish. And this is over on the East Coast, and it has a very similar. Of course, we got green here. It's different. You saw the feathers. And that's a road back there, so these are not little puppy feathers. This is some of the green injectors over there in Morocco in the dragon's throat. That's right on the edge of the dragon's throat. That's the throat, the little throat, and that's the edge of the dragon, skin around it, scales, neck, whatever you want to call it. But that's not an average mountain range. And it's just not. Same thing with that. That's not average. It's average dragon scales, but it's not average geography. Now, Greg sent me these pictures. I believe somebody went out there and took these of the red and green injectors. I'm not certain of that, but I believe that's where these came from. And that is in the throat of the dragon. Well, let's take a look at that dragon real quick, and then I'll leave it at that. Yeah, somebody did go out there, and you see, that's the edge of the dragon's throat, and there's the inside of the throat, and it collapsed. That's what I'm seeing. Alright, here's what you want to concentrate on. This is the East Coast dragon. It goes all the way up into Canada. This is the head, and that's right out of Little Rock. There's the fluty feathers that go up out of his head. Now, here's what I want you to look at closely, because this is very intriguing. All the way around the nose, and that is the nose, and all the way up. You see this? Look at this little river-looking system. You see that? That's on the edge of all the way up his nose and all the way across. You see it? Up, 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 up. And that's just on the edge of the nose. And then up, as it gets up further up towards the head, it sort of moves more of it onto the head area. You see, this is all crazy looking little river systems. Now, that's some kind of dragon biology, and here's the feathers that shoot up off the top of the head right up here. And then as you go around the dragon's body, around here, all the way up, back up here, you can see all kind of feathery stuff. Exactly, it's identical to what they show as a feathered serpent. And then there's a lot to look at. Now, here's the crazy thing, is right in this area somewhere is where they hit the oil, Titusville. And that's, the oil is from blood. It's from blood. I don't care what anybody says. It's hydrocarbons. And there's all kinds of, there's light sweet, Texas light sweet. It has a certain chemistry that relates to a certain, probably, creature and a part of its body, whether it's the heart, whether it's the lungs, whether it's the kidneys. They all are saturated with blood. The most blood is going to come out of the heart and the lungs. You know, kidneys are going to have a lot of salts and so forth, and it's going to be different chemistry at different places in the body. I've looked at this extremely carefully, and I understand this very, very, very well. And we got a dragon over here, and we got a giant fish. So you've got Google Earth. Do it yourself. Not that I'm scolding you or anything, but I'm just saying, everybody's, oh, that can't be. Well, come up and look, and then you tell me what you see. I see a giant fish with his tail here, and I see his scales around here, and I see his vital flesh here, and then I see his flesh being eaten into here by this substance flowing down from the throat of a giant dragon. And there is a substance which is extremely nasty. Absolutely terribly, horrifying, nasty. And it is coming out of his throat, and I showed you the green and the red injectors, and they are up down in here somewhere. Where did I find it before? Yeah, here they are up in here. See the green injectors, red injectors, and all this? They come together there, and then they spit out and kill people with it. Or whatever they're spitting it at, it just eats into it. I don't know what this is, but apparently somebody's been out on site, but you can come up here and look. And if you don't see a dragon, I don't know where your eyeballs are. And if you know anybody that's a coroner or understands dead animals, how they fester and rot and so forth, there it is right there. And that is what they call effluent. It's bodily fluids that just flow and discharge as the thing dies and, you know, erodes. And the tail goes way back here. This thing's gigantic, absolutely huge. Now, it's up to you to do your own research on this. And then look at Atlantis, too. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I get carried away. Atlantis is over here. Everything drained out. That was the Sahara Ocean. It all drained out here. That was Atlantis. There's a straits over here. They all left and went over to Ethiopia. Ethiopians said they arrived totally sophisticated out of the mud. All right, thank you. Have a nice day. I'm going to do a full, big, long disclosure on this because there's a lot to look at. And there's a lot written about it. That's the key. That's where I'm going next. You know, I was going to leave it at that, but I just can't. You see this? This right here is what they call protein channels. And this is a bilipid membrane. There's a layer here and a layer here. This is only one layer. This is the bottom layer. And above is the other layer. And he shows it specifically, absolutely, in magnificent detail, Tyson. Tyson Carlson's channel is Tyson's Mudfossil Adventures. Now, you see that right there? That's this. It's coming right out of there. And that's the protein channels, and these are the membrane balls, which are the little divisions of cells. These are membrane cells. Now, and in between this is a bilipid. It's a fatty. They're what they call hydrophilic and hydrophobic. It's just a gooey, wet mess of oily substance in the middle. Just think of it that way. And it erodes very, very easily. That's why this is so completely perfect. And then it goes straight up, and then, excuse me, there's another layer just like that above. But 6 feet in between here. In us, you could hold that up and look through it, and you wouldn't even see. You could see the person on the other side of it because it's so thin, it's unbelievable. Now that's 6 feet thick. You saw the dragons. Now, we're fighting. Tyson is being assaulted, and I'm being assaulted by this moron. I mean, I'm serious. That's all he is. I got to be honest with you. I haven't had one geologist yet that will even allow this without being extremely nasty. And this guy Paul is the height of nastiness. And he's been after. And Tyson just sent to me. He says, "Yeah, Paul's off the wall, upset about what we're saying." And you know, he works for some big petroleum company. Go find an oil. Big deal. You can find oil anywhere. I know where the oil is. All you got to do is find where the blood and the where the blood congealed, and that's where the best oil is going to be. All right, Paul, how's that? No charge. Now, I'm telling you, it's just unbelievable how upset these guys are. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, either jump on board or just continue to waste your life. That's all I can tell you, Paul. All right, I love you, brother. I'm sorry, you're going to have to come around to reality. What am I supposed to do? Say, okay, yes, I was wrong? Don't expect that, buddy.